The Dark Knight was directed by Christopher Nolan, and it stars Christian Bale, Heath Ledger, Gary Oldman, Michael Caine, and Aaron Eckhart. This film is kind of the Citizen Kane of the comic book movie genre. It's probably the most popular choice for greatest comic book movie of all time, and I believe there's probably a large group of people who don't like comic book movies, but still loves this film. I don't think I can properly articulate just how much of an impact this film made on cinema. Oh, so I gotta get this little bit out of the way. This review will contain spoilers to The Dark Knight. So if you've never seen this film and you want to avoid any and all spoilers, and you want my final grade of this film, I would highly recommend skipping to this timestamp. But I would also highly recommend checking out The Dark Knight. It is a fantastic film, and I bet I am not the first person to tell you that. This film probably has the greatest villain introduction of all time, and that is, of course, the bank robbery scene. We meet his masked goons as they talk about him, and you don't really know what this Joker is about and what his deal is. But you see these guys take each other out one by one, and you know without even meeting him that the Joker means chaos. All this tension comes to a head when a bus comes crashing through, and then finally we get to see one of the greatest villains in cinematic history for the very first time. All of this tension and his eventual appearance just felt so earned. I said in my Batman Begins video that the Dark Knight trilogy was a 3-part character arc. Batman Begins was, of course, the birth of the Dark Knight. This film is about the death of the Dark Knight. Obviously, Batman doesn't die in this movie. It's more or less of a metaphorical death, but at the end of this film, he is just left so broken that he just quits. He is forced to take a life. He is forced to do the thing that he swore he wasn't going to do. So yes, I'm aware that Batman played a huge part in the death of Ra's al Ghul, and you could make the case that he did kill him, though I don't believe that he directly killed him in that scene. He didn't directly murder him. He just kind of let him die. In Batman Begins, they establish that Bruce has this dream of becoming a symbol of hope for the people in Gotham. In this film, we watch the Joker destroy that dream. At any point in this film, Batman could have killed the Joker, and honestly, that would have been the best course of action, though his moral compass physically prohibits him from doing that. And that is what makes the Batman-Joker relationship so interesting. The Joker just keeps testing and pushing this moral compass to the absolute limits, and all this destruction and chaos happens in Gotham just because of how strong Batman's moral compass is. And this really puts an extremely difficult test on Batman's psyche. And that's what makes this film so interesting, is you see all this destruction and chaos happen, and you know how Batman could solve it. You know how he can end all this. But you know that he just can't do that. He can't take a life. Batman's #1 strength is his ability to strike fear into those who prey on the fearful, though that is physically impossible with the Joker, because the Joker fears nothing, not even death. In a rather underrated scene in this film, Batman kicks the Joker off a ledge, and as he is falling to what seems to be his death, he is just laughing hysterically, knowing that he finally broke the Batman. Though he is soon disappointed when Batman saves his life by catching him with his grappling hook. This quick little scene, this quick little part of a scene, mind you, shows you perfectly what type of character the Joker is. Honestly, I could make a whole video just dedicated to how amazing Heath Ledger's Joker is. His performance is in like top 5 greatest performances of all time quality. He just gives such an incredible performance. I don't even think words can do justice to how amazing his performance was. It's super ingrained in pop culture for very good reason, but when you think about it, he really didn't have that much screen time. Honestly, every time I watch this film, I'm always left wanting more out of Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker. Every time I watch this film, and I've seen this film countless amount of times, I am always just captivated in suspense every time he is on screen. Last time I watched this film for the purposes of this review, I was literally gripping the sides of my seat, just watching this performance, just extremely captivated in suspense and just being blown away, just how amazing and how much he really disappeared into this role. I would say you are crazy that this was the same guy from 10 Things I Hate About You. As I said earlier, words can't do justice to how amazing his performance is. I always discover something new every time I watch his performance. Just a new level of just pure fear while watching this amazing performance. Honestly, I think his death might be the greatest tragedy in the history of cinema, because I am just left wanting so much more from this character. Honestly, I wish I can just go back in time and have the ability to witness this performance for the first time again, have the ability to feel all those feelings that I described earlier for the first time again. His performance was just so amazing that it shaped the future of this character that was already legendary in the first place. Aaron Eckhart also gives an extremely underrated performance as Harvey Dent / Two-Face. Obviously, it has been completely overshadowed by Heath Ledger's fantastic performance, though I feel like it deserves some recognition too. His transition into Two-Face feels completely believable. It happens rather quickly, though at the same time it doesn't feel jarring. You believe that he has truly lost everything and has been pushed down into the state of madness. It kind of confirms Joker's one bad day theory from The Killing Joke. Also, the cinematography here is fantastic. I really enjoy how the teal color palette really contrasts with the orange and brown color palette from Batman Begins. My favorite shot in this film is the shot where Batman is standing on top of the rubble and you just really feel his utter sorrow and just regret after the death of his only friend, Rachel. Also, Hans Zimmer's knocked it out of the park yet again with the score in this film. His score just adds so much to a film that is already amazing. It adds the right amount of tension in action scenes and the right amount of sorrow in scenes like where Bruce is mourning the loss of Rachel. Overall, The Dark Knight is a film that defined a genre. No film ever since has topped The Dark Knight. And to be completely honest, it is unlikely that another film in the comic book genre, that is, will have the ability to top The Dark Knight. Without a doubt, The Dark Knight gets an S. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed my review of The Dark Knight. And if you did, make sure to give this video a like. And if you want more content like this, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell notification so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And shout out to Steve-O and Billy. Thanks for watching.